All right, welcome back. So today I'm going to review an item I bought for our little girl, and it's to help her walk and develop her leg muscles and so forth. Plus, she enjoys pushing things and riding things. So we bought a little Tikes Push and Ride cart. So here's a picture of it right there, and I'm gonna put it together. Let y'all see it, the assembly of it. It hopefully isn't going to be too hard of a item to put together, and show you all the ins and outs of that. So hope this video will be helpful to someone. Okay, so here's what we've got with it. This is going to be the handle that's going to go here. This is the back part of the seat that's going to go back there. And of course, then I've got this bag here. It includes all the wheels and hardware and screws and pieces that they've given us for that. So a couple times in doing things, I've put it together and had issues or missed steps. I'm going to try and make sure we don't miss anything, so we can get this put together. Like this, I think, is a tool to put stuff. So, but we're going to get the instructions out, see what tools we need, and see if we can put it together. All right, so here are the instructions, and it starts off with what you need. You really need a hammer and a piece of wood. That's so you can hammer the hubcaps onto the axles. And there's a lot of fastener supports, handle caps, wheels, hubcaps, other fasteners, large caps, small caps, and handlebars and so forth. And those two are tools, which are these. They gave me an extra one of those. I may end up needing it. So these are the hubcaps. All right, so we're going to get started and see. Sometimes I've seen the order is not always the best, or it's very easy to miss something. So you want to make sure you follow a step. So step one, they have you removing the axles from the bottom, which they are taped underneath. I'll show you that real quick. They just tape them underneath. These are already loose, so I'm not going to need a hammer or anything to pop them out. But they show you that you may end up needing something of that nature. Actually, I'm not even going to lie. You see this thing? This looks like it was almost pre-assembled at one point. So I'm thinking that's actually what happened here. This one was already put together, or someone attempted it and couldn't. And I'm going to tell you now that they're going to tell you these didn't fit. These axles didn't fit through the given holes, and that's why it wasn't put together. But all that for being something brand new. So unfortunately, that may be the case, and we'll see what happens. This would not be the first time I've had something like that happen. So step one is very simple. Don't ask me why they would even make you do this, but they actually just want you to insert these yellow caps into here. I don't even know why you wouldn't build it without them already there, but they just show that these get pressed in. I don't see that there's anything special about this piece here, and nothing here. So I'm just going to push those in if I can, and move on to step two, which if you can't push them in, here they show using a hammer with the yellow piece wrapped in a cloth so you don't damage it to get it in. All right, so they almost push in by hand, so it's pretty easy. So that's done. Step three, they have you use the tool. It's going to be this one. And they want you to use the large cap nuts, which are those, so you can see the difference in size. And you're going to rest that in there, and then you're going to take the large, there's two different sizes, what they call axles, you can tell. And they want you to hammer this into one of those. So let me get the parts out. Okay, so we take this, and I've had to do this in the past with different things. Put that there, and you're going to take this and hammer it down from the top into there, so it'll go, and that'll hold it. All right, so once you've taken this, you hammer this down, it'll go into here, and then you're going to place this piece, oops, this piece will slide from the undercarriage through the top. A little harder to do when you're doing it upside down. I can't see exactly where we're going. There we go. So that'll go like that. Okay, so once you've got that through there, the next piece is to take your handles and you're going to put them. I expected to always blind you do these things, but that's going to go through there like this. Use a trial and error thing.
Jules is in the video.
So you're gonna kind of get it to fit. See, it keeps popping up. Doesn't quite fit in there. But then you're gonna take this other piece. Once you have enough room with that, this red hubcap is going to go on there. You're going to take your tool, hold it over, and then you're going to hammer that down, and it will grab onto that post, thus holding this down. Alright, so I've got the axle, as it were, sticking up just a bit. So I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to put this tool right here, which is the same tool again that we just used. And then you're going to hammer. If you can get it to lock. Maybe there's a little more force. Or maybe I need a bigger hammer. There we go. So now you know that it's on. I can tug on that and this is now locked on. So that was step 4, was putting that on. Step 5, they start with the hubcap being inserted into the 4 tires. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Which they looks like they slap in pretty easy, so it probably wouldn't be too hard if you had to take them back out. Okay. Then for the next step is taking your axle. You're going to take your small tool. You're going to place one of the hubcaps in there. You're going to take one axle, hammer that down into there, and then you're going to repeat that step. Okay, so I went ahead and did one of them. It's actually not on there straight, so I'll straighten that out. And I'm going to do another one real quick. Probably best that I do this. I should be doing this on a tile instead of the carpet. So I'd highly recommend that. So I'm going to move it to the tile real quick and hammer them together. Alright, so the next step, you're going to take 2 of your wheels, place your axles through there, like this. You're going to take from one side, doesn't make a difference. This goes right by that other axle rod, by the way. Just a forewarning. Hopefully they lined up the holes right so you're not running into it. I'll get the back one first. There we go. This one.
She put it so many times.
Alright, that was a little bit of a struggle. So I'll tell you, that's probably one of the more time-consuming things is to get those holes lined up. But got them through. So now they give you 2 of these. You're going to place one underneath. You're going to put the other one on top. And you're going to hammer. You're going to put the wheels through like this. And you'll notice here, I'll show you, you get just like a little nub. That's really all that sticks out. So that's why it takes the hammer and that piece will grab on to that. But why you also need to make sure you've got both of these so it can hold the one and then allows you to push and make pressure on this side to get that attached to there. So I'm going to do that to both sides. Okay, so I've done that. They do give you an extra cap just in case you mess one up, which I have done in the past on different things, so that's nice. So we should be done with that tool and those tools. Plus, I know they gave you an extra insert here. So the next step, now that we've done that, is going to be placing these inserts into here on the back side. One goes on one side, and they go through. So just so you can see that they pass through. They give you an extra one of those, so you put one on each side. There's in there. There we go. And then the next step, you place this here, and then you're going to use these. I don't want to call them. They're not screws. They're kind of like I forget what these are called. But you're going to place these fasteners into here, and then you're going to put one more on each side. So I'm going to get those lined up. See if we can pop those in there. I don't say to use a hammer. There we go. Yeah, it just pushes right in. So there's no excessive force needed to get those in. Alright. Put this on the side here. And I know you don't want to overdo these because they can bend very easily. I've had that happen in the past with these types of fasteners, so. All right, so there it is. I did end up using a hammer once I made sure these were straightened up so they won't bend. I was able to lightly tap on it, tapped on this a little bit more just to make sure those are pushed in. So this is it. It goes together pretty easy. It's not like a 10-hour project. The one thing I will immediately say is that these tires do not spin freely. I mean, they don't spin very freely. You see, they spin just a little bit. So that's going to be a challenge, but I'd imagine that once a little girl's riding it around, she may be able to get them to wear out and they'll spin more freely. So they do give you these extra parts. We've got an extra hub, an extra spacer, and then one of these extra fasteners. So that was the review of the little Tikes walk and ride. Putting together the assembly. It's pretty easy. Now let's test it out. And there you go, off to the races. Obviously, she enjoys pushing it, don't you? But, as I was stating earlier, you see those tires don't always spin, so that's going to be a challenge. Hopefully those will break in pretty quickly. So, anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video of our little review of the walk and ride little Tikes cart. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate you all watching. We'll see you next time.